guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amane the Alien, and today we are just gonna unfold your story here with these story cube options. So let's get right into it. Group 1 has the Intergalactic collection. Group 2 is the medieval variation, and group 3 are the medics. I don't know why I did all those voices. Okay, group 3 is the medic. So today we have some pre-pulled oracle cards here. We're gonna just pull some tarot on the camera and see what the story is. So if you're ready, you can find the timestamp in the description below for each of the groups, and if you feel so called, you're welcome to like and subscribe if this resonates with you, or if it's something that you feel you might want to revisit. So thank you for your support, and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hello group 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Intergalactic cube collection. Interesting. Okay, maybe something about needing space. So these are all your cards you received. I'm going to put them aside for now because we're going to start with the tarot and see what it has to tell us. So Spirit, can I please receive clear guided messages for group 1? What is the story right now? What do they need to know? Okay, we've got the Chariot in reverse. This one wanted to pop out. We've got the High Priestess. Okay, we need one more at a time. Okay. I've got the Six of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to make sure you can see your cards. Space is a little bit limited, so let's just move your things over here. And we're gonna get one more from this deck. Okay, 4 of Wands. Okay. I'm not gonna take the bottom deck energy today, so let's just see here. First off, the High Priestess indicates to me that whatever the scenario is, you have some idea or awareness that it's transpired or transpiring. I don't see any negative energy here, but I do see something being a little slow. Something being a little slow to the uptake. Maybe recognition of some sort. I see someone who is generous, but sometimes you have to be the good guy to move ahead, So I feel like there's someone here who is successful, but almost blocked by the lack of movement here. Let's clarify this lack of movement with the Chariot in reverse. Maybe just clarify the Chariot in reverse for her. Okay, we've got 2 cards. Chariot in reverse, please. One card at a time, please. Clarify the Chariot in reverse for us. These cards are just absolutely enthusiastic to come out. One at a time, please, ladies. One at a time. Thank you. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely feels like something at work. Maybe you're working very hard to show others that you can be there for them, but at the end of the day, it's almost like Look, what I think what's happening here is this is someone who's generous with what they give. But there's also an underlying feeling that I have to tell you, that this Chariot in reverse energy gives me the idea that you may walk a fine line of giving beyond your capacity, either through good-naturedness or because giving gets you places in the world. I can't say for sure, that's your motivation, but at some point you have to start weighing up whether the amount you're giving is worth the work you're putting in to get that to give. You need to be balanced in looking after yourself financially or like physically, in terms of your home, your safety, that type of thing, and giving to others as much as you can, but not to your detriment. There's not something you're indicating that per se, but it's just something I felt needed to be said. It's not detrimental to give to others, of course, but if you start giving beyond your capacity, it can easily become a situation that has some resentment attached to it. Okay, so you've got the Queen of Pentacles upright. Definitely another indication to me that you should take charge and nurture what you have. Definitely need to nurture what you have here. Maybe, like, I just got the idea, when people stock up for potential natural disasters and stuff in a bunker, that's the image that I got, like a fallout shelter. Someone who needs to be prepared for a day that things might not be so great. So, with the Sun, I can see here that you have the capability to prepare. You have the capability to rise above any situation, but it's necessary. The Sun is also telling me your happiness comes from giving, and that just reiterates the message that you need to maintain balance between giving, receiving, and keeping for yourself. Okay, let's see what the Lisa Parker Tarot can add to this. It's not a people-pleasing energy per se, it's just things can quickly get out of hand when people start having expectations, expectations that you'll always be able to contribute. And at the end of the day, when a time may come that you cannot because you're looking after yourself, people sometimes don't take that well. So it's just something to think about. You've got the Page of Swords. I don't know, I felt like I need to take a very, very long outbreath there. Crows collect shiny things. They're very intelligent creatures. This is also telling me to stockpile, because crows collect shiny things and they stockpile it. The Page of Swords is also the suit of the mind, so it's thinking about it, a mental process. So definitely saying some sort of what do you say? Like, what? How would I explain this? A safety net should probably be employed. The Magician. Okay, let's see. Sorry, guys. My new setup is almost done. Almost. So let's see what the Magician. We've got the Three of Swords. It's in reverse. So the Three of Swords is in reverse. It's telling me not to expand too much in terms of where money is going to come from. Because even though this underlying energy here is there of stockpiling, don't worry about it. With the Magician, you have the opportunity to make something of whatever it is that you have. But do not fret with the Three of Swords, okay? But also curb your finances at the moment, if I can say it like that. There's a very big message about the physical world. Maybe you're the type of person who likes to give people gifts. Give them the gift of your company. And then we have judgment. So maybe you're afraid. It feels like that last card was necessary. Maybe you're afraid that people will dislike you or judge you if you don't help them financially or give to them. And you're kind of keeping yourself in a state of limbo because of the fact that you're too afraid to move forward because you might not be able to give if you give too much to yourself. You should really appreciate your time and effort you put in to get, the currency that you receive to live on. So I'm not saying you have to be stingy. If you like giving, but there's a difference between giving someone a car and giving them a chocolate bar to be nice. You don't have to overdo it. You should be enough, and if you aren't, then you're not with the right people. That escalated quickly. Okay, let's see what are we gonna get first. We're gonna get your chakra wisdom card first. Okay, you got second chakra, sacral chakra. I'm not a rescuer. Excuse me. I'm a mentor, not a rescuer. I avoid continually sacrificing my own happiness for others by rescuing and enabling them, as doing this may hinder personal growth for both of us. I choose not to be a martyr. I'm a mentor, not a rescuer. I do not assume that everyone wants my opinions and solutions to their life challenges, and if I'm in doubt, I will ask them. I take responsibility for my own happiness. This is kind of giving me the intention that maybe you are that type of helper that would self-sacrifice to help other people, and maybe that might be with your time, your effort, tangible things, your effort, helping them out with, their demands and their errands, those type of things. Someone giving their time and energy to other people for the only return being thank you, which is fine, but you got to consider who you want the thank you from and how much it's worth for how much you're putting in. So I've got sharing of yourself. I'm an incredibly generous being. Yes, completely reiterating the message that you are completely a generous being, and that's a good thing. But there's this underlying energy of maybe being too generous. Maybe that point hasn't arrived yet, but it's something to consider. Then we have flowing river. Again, something in reiterating some form of flowing. Let's see here, flowing. This is on page 48. 48. Okay. Let's see if I can show you a card. There we go. Everything is falling into place because you aren't resisting the drift of the great river of life. It's time to let go. You're entering a period of gracious ease and flow. All is unfolding perfectly and with good timing. When you're in a state of flow, you aren't pushing the river to go faster and you aren't swimming against it. Let go of the shore and enjoy the ride. Your native spirit wants you to know. Rivers have personalities and carry energy, just as animals and plants do. From the Morau to the Australian Aborigines, and to other native cultures throughout the world. It's believed that it's important to listen to the language of the river. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're trying to control situations, or that you're being self-critical or judgmental. The way to move into flow is through gratitude and appreciation, and by allowing others to support and help you. Heed the Native American saying, it's best to ride the horse in the direction that it's going. This means that when the card flowing river chooses you, you're being told to let go and go with the flow. If there is something or someone you need to forgive, this is the time. This is also the time to forgive yourself and let go. So we're all still getting that, sorry, I don't want to kill this bug. We're still getting that energy of someone who is maybe doing something to their own detriment without realizing it. With the Chariot in reverse here, maybe you're keeping yourself stuck without realizing it. But with the High Priestess here, I think you know. I think you're aware that this situation may present itself in this way. So let's see what you have with... what shall I get next? Okay. We're gonna get these 4 cards. So, you got birthing a new age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a world into being, taking ownership of your life and what you give and how you give, A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So maybe you're the type of person whose emotions are tied to helping others, and a lot of people have financial concerns, and that makes it a little bit difficult to help others, because even if the desire to help them is there from a heart perspective, the wallet still needs to open to help them. It's you gotta be realistic. Nothing will come of the situation. Void, of course, moon. So staying in this energy of constantly giving might not be the best way to ensure you might survive, but thriving is a completely different thing. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So definitely freeing yourself from the situation which nothing will come from. You'll find that you have more flexibility and you'll feel less strained. People constantly asking you for your energy and time and stuff. It's a very draining thing. So there's also an underlying energy of needing more self-care. So let's see. We're gonna get your Lenormand cards next. Okay, we have the Labyrinth. So this might be very difficult for you. You might find it very difficult to not help people. It might be something that's difficult for you. You might be that type of person who gets the joy from helping others, as we've discussed before. So it might not be easy. But if you have nothing more to give, you're going to be down and out in more than one way, Rather give small things for a longer period of time than big things once and completely cripple yourself physically, financially, draining your energy, being sleepless from helping others. It's almost a point where you're just at the precipice to potentially avoid that happening completely. So just consider it. And then we have, I've never drawn this card before. Interesting. There's a duality also here. Someone who wants to help but has a fear of helping, and the fear of helping comes from a sense of self-preservation, because that helping doesn't have a timeline unless you set that boundary. As with the boundaries in the Labyrinth here, I also think that it's necessary for you to set boundaries. And when you realize, or when you become to the point where you recognize you can't help anymore, speak up about it. Speak up about it before you hurt yourself. So we've got Scarlet. Green, he charms his way through life with his good looks and smooth demeanor, but how far will his manipulative use him and lose him attitude get him? Okay, we've got the living room. And we've got the hall. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Scarlet makes me think of the root chakra. So maybe this is just something that you've always done. It makes you feel safe to help people in these ways, because you feel like you're reiterating your relationship status with them. But be that as it may, on a certain level, you have to be able to discern whether someone's taking advantage of you or whether they are accepting help that you're offering. Okay? So we've got the whole don't let people walk over you, is what this card is saying with the rug. And the living room is telling me that you need space to just rest and be and chill. You may have already been draining yourself because of these expectations that are on you to be the helper friend, or you're the very helpful daughter, girlfriend, boyfriend, father, whatever. You may have the reputation of the helper, but helpers need to recharge as well. Okay, so let's see what your message cards say. We can only learn to love by loving. So I think this is also reiterating the message that love, you can do things for people because you love them, and that's most of the time why we do things for people. But you don't always have to do something for someone for them to know you love them. It doesn't have to be a chore or a task or a giving them gifts. It can be a hug. It can be something that refuels you too. Okay, let's see here. If nothing saves us from death, may love at least save us from life. Exactly. There's almost a sharp essence here of kind of missing out because you're constantly busy doing things for other people. If you're constantly doing things for other people and constantly giving to others, how are you ever going to discover things that will work for your own life? Where will you find the time? Okay, so we've got meditate. This may help you to deal with feelings of frustration when they're projected against you, when people don't like your boundaries you've set, maybe about your ability to help them at a certain time. Then we have, there's a past version of you that is so proud of how far you've come. Yes, definitely a sense of standing up for yourself here. Your pet requires more attention. That's just oddly specific if you have a pet. So, with Magnemite, I get the feeling that people are maybe attracted to you for being so helpful, but the helper easily becomes the slave if they're not vigilant. Then we have Palo Sand, God praise earthquake. So this is telling me that you shouldn't build sandcastles on people that are just using you. This is not an essence of you being used per se, but there's a very big focus on being aware of that. Okay, so let us see what your dice have to say to finish off your reading. Okay, so we've got someone in some kind of tube. It's almost like, you know, those tubes where they keep specimens, you know? Then we've got the satellite. Satellite's making me think of your intuition, like be aware. And then we've got a galaxy cluster. So I feel like this is saying the world will be more open to you. See, here we have a whole ass fucking cluster, galaxy, star system, and here we have someone in the tube. You'll be, if you listen to yourself, and you will feel freer, you'll feel less limited by your life. Time is a very precious thing, so it's not wasting it helping others, but it is wasting it people who don't appreciate it. So oddly specific message for you guys, but that was your message. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm very grateful for your presence, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi group 2s, and welcome to your reading. You chose the medieval little dice set. So we're going to look at your oracle cards later, but we are going to get a look at what the tarot has to say about your story at the moment. Let's see here. Okay. Spirit, please give us clear guided messages for group number 2 about their current story. One card at a time, please. There we go. Okay, we've got the 9 of Swords making an appearance. We've got the 3 of Cups. They're saying it's upright. Quite interesting energies next to each other there. We've got the Queen of Wands. Very dynamic type of energy you have here. Let's see here. We need one more card, please. One at a time. Story for... Oh, we've got the Ace of Swords. Okay. No bottom deck energy today, so let us see what is happening here. Something is weighing you down, and I feel there's a party animal energy here, but not because of the 3 of Cups particularly, but because of maybe the 3 of Cups is how you are managing with this feeling of despair, feeling like the world's on your shoulders. You're overthinking, maybe you are engaging in a little bit of partying, a little bit of social interaction. But with the Queen of Wands, I'm getting the idea that there's someone here that stands in their power and knows what's good for them. With the Ace of Swords, I'm thinking there's a new thinking pattern that must be incorporated here, because this is an energy that can quickly get out of control if fueled by this energy. So the Queen of Swords is telling, the Queen of Wands is telling me that you need to know what you want, but you need to be logical about it. It's a new mindset here that's necessary, because this and this together is just a circular pattern. They're showing me a circle here. It's just a circular pattern. So substance use or dissociation in that regard is never a cure for heartache or any type of overthinking it. Having a drink now and then to have fun is obviously not frowned upon generally, but when it becomes a coping mechanism, it becomes a problem. So let's see here what the holographic after tarot wants to tell us. Okay, any messages for 2 cards? Any more messages for group 2, Spirit? Very similar energy. Get 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. So a growing despair is indicated here. And I feel like that growing despair is associated with some... We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So the someone with a lack of passion, someone with a lack of initiation for a project, creative ideas, so many things. So I feel like there's almost this escalation that's to a certain extent telling you what might happen if you let this 3 of Cups energy get out of hand as a resolution or a, what shall we say, self-medication for that type of, energy. It's there are 9 swords here, right? So 3 cups aren't going to fix that. How many times do you need to go through the same cycle to eliminate those swords? So any more messages for... Thank you. So we've got the Fool. Absolutely. This beautifully fits with the Ace of Swords in the way where a new energy and a new perspective is necessary. It's never easy when you've started using a coping mechanism, because at that point you often associate it with safety. When something helps you cope, you see it as safety, but it's not necessarily as it appears. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Substances and coping mechanism are definitely a wolf in sheep's clothing. At the beginning, they seem to lift you up the ground off the knives you're walking on every day, but at the end of the day, they just start pushing you down again, even deeper than you were on those knives. So it's something to consider. Any more messages for group 2 from this deck? We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So this may be influencing your lifestyle, and your lifestyle might completely revamp. Sorry, 3 of Cups again. 3 of Cups. So you might be partying hardy, but partying hardy should have a scope and limit. It shouldn't be an infinite cycle of you understand what I'm saying. We've been over this. You should be able to discern when something's becoming a problem. So let's see here. One more card, please, for group 2. About any of the messages they might need right now. Any messages group 2 might need right now. Okay, we've got the 7 of Cups. So you need to make a choice here. You need to decide whether you're going to continue in this cycle or whether you are going to break away from it. So it's often difficult to decide whether you really can. Knowing whether you can cope or not is not an easy thing to know until you've been there and tried. So it's a scary situation to not know if you're going to be able to cope. A strong support system is highly recommended if this is something that you might need to go through. So we're going to get your chakra wisdom card first. Let's see here. 4th chakra, heart chakra, peace. I will meditate and be peaceful and calm with my interactions with others in the world. Peacefulness comes in me giving up the love of power for the power of love. I invite peace to be part of my life, and I make time to experience my own inner stillness daily. I continually develop an inner sense of calm, and I trust that everything will be right. Feeling good about myself will help bring peace to my life. Yes, because a lot of time these self-deprecating behaviors and habits and cycles make you feel crappy about yourself. So we've got medicine bag, definitely healing necessary here also with the heart chakra. And then we've got vision quest. So that's interesting, maybe hinting to psychedelics being your form of coping mechanism. But let's see what you've got. 2 of the nature spirit cards, which is interesting. Let's see here. We're looking for vision quest first. That is on page 116. Okay. Sacred Seeker. So let me show you your card. Sacred Seeker. Take time away from people and situations. Step back. Withdraw. Inner truth is emerging in stillness, but first you need to retreat. Maybe this is giving the indication that you might need to go to some sort of retreat. Know that you're guided. Look for your answers in different ways. The answers are around you. Watch for signs in the coming day. Trust that your life is being directed. In earth-based cultures, larger questions about life are often answered on vision quests or solo retreats in nature. Questions such as, who am I? What am I meant to do with my life? And what is my mission and my purpose in life? We're often answered on questions of various kinds. We're often answered on quests of various kinds. Even if you don't have burning questions, when this card chooses you, it's telling you to take time away from your ordinary life, the things you're used to doing, and explore the depths of your soul. Your soul knows the truth. Take time in quietude to discover what it is. The answers to your questions are all around you, but you must be still to hear these messages. Okay, so we also got the card of medicine bag. Let's see here, page 60. Okay, let's show you your card again. Gather your resources, be discerning. Vast inner power is growing in your life. Step back and let it grow. There are times to shine brightly for all to see, and there's also times to choose carefully who sees your true self. Choose wisely. So maybe you've made some unwise connections in these scenarios, you know? Do not make hasty decisions. If it doesn't feel right, hold back. You're protected from any less than positive outside influences. Your capacity and potential are growing in leaps and bounds. Your native spirit wants you to know it's traditional in indigenous cultures to carry a medicine bag or medicine bundle as a form of protection, and also as a way to access your personal power through the sacred objects that are held there. The items in the medicine bag each contain potent qualities that allow one's abilities to magnify and also help one commune with the Creator. As your power grows, take time to protect it, just as you protect a seedling in the early months, and then later, once it's established tree, it can withstand the storms of time. Protect your growing power. It will become mighty as an ancient oak. So this is also making me think about the fact that if you start protecting yourself now against these self-sabotaging tendencies, you will realize that you will be much stronger, much sooner than you anticipate if you start now. Okay, so let us see what is up next for you guys. We're gonna get your 4 cards from these decks. Okay, so what do we have here? Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Yes, we've been speaking about this the whole time. Definitely a change of energy. Your commitment is being tested. Discipline, absolutely a necessity in a scenario such as this. Surrender to the divine. Yes, if you're struggling with any of these scenarios, surrender to the divine. The divine is always there to support you. Adjustments are required. Yes, a lot of challenging energy here with these 3 moons, but once you change your energy, you'll see that challenges will be overcome. You have the power to choose progressing types of dissociation, art, and stuff like that. Painting, drawing, Sudoku, those type of things are dissociative things that aren't harmful. Those things are suggested. So let's see, we're gonna get your oopsie daisy. We're gonna get your Lenormand cards first. Let's see here. We've got Mice in the Pantry and a Child Fairy Tale Story. So there's a sense of idealism here, so maybe life has become boring to you, and that's why you're in this energy of wanting to explore a lot of things that may be impulsive or socially reckless. But there's an energy here of your inner child, and your inner child wants to feel safe, and putting yourself in reckless situations scares your inner child. Your inner child is just asking you to look after yourself, because you're one and the same. If she's frightened, you're essentially frightened, even on a subconscious level, you know. So we have the mice as well. This is saying that there's some kind of sneaky little thing going on here. So this is giving me the indication that there may be, you know, when you have one mouse in your house, you're like, oh well, it's so cute, maybe it can just stay here, and then the next week you have 20. This situation has that escalation energy. Okay, so we're gonna get your little Cluedo cards. You have the kitchen, the mice, green, heart chakra again, plum, crown chakra, hall. Okay, let's see. Those all their cards. Okay. Nourishment for self. Space. You need space. You need space. You need to go out into a neutral location. The hallway in our home is a neutral location. We just use it to get from one point to another. It isn't a room. It's a neutral location we use to get from one point to another. So this is indicating there's a shift that needs to happen. With plum, we have the crown chakra, so maybe this is something you're aware of. You've maybe been struggling with the fact that this has become a habit or a coping mechanism. And the kitchen just indicates to me that you need nourishment, maybe even physical bodily nourishment at this point, with the fruits down here. Okay, heart chakra, maybe do some heart chakra meditations. When we have emotional blocks in our heart chakra, we tend to do reckless and impulsive things because they give us a quick ego boost, a quick, quick fix for our insecurities, and maybe a bit of a moody heart. So let's see. Well, let's get these two messages for you first. Were they just two? Yeah, interesting. Okay. So if perhaps the problem is not the intensity of your love, but the quality of the people you're loving. So maybe you are finding yourself in crowds that aren't particularly suited to you. If it still makes you cry, it still matters. Yes, there's an essence of needing to deal with something that happened to you, which caused this cycle of recklessness, to be quite honest. So here we have your messages. Taking care of myself doesn't mean me first, it means me too. Always an important message. Rebalance chakras, yes. Heart chakra, absolutely. And Leo, explosive energy, confidence, once again giving me that party energy we just talked about in the reading. So here we have Golduck, and we have Sunken. So Golduck is making me think of your subconscious. Water represents our subconscious, and there's a certain aspect here that indicates to me that you know this. And with Psyduck here in the corner, there's something about this that is making you, look, with the scratch indication here, it's scratching at your subconscious in a way that makes you anxious. You're aware that this lifestyle isn't for you. Then we have Sunken, which definitely gives me the idea that growth is possible with patience, like we were talking about in the medicine card. Seeds need to be nurtured and grown. So patience might be necessary here, but with the yellow in the flower, your solar plexus indicates that confidence will be regained, and this confidence will be real. This confidence won't be confidence from someone who potentially wants something from you. So we're gonna see what your medieval story cube selection has to tell us. Okay, let's see here. got the Jester. I just heard making a fool of myself. We've got the House, making me think of safety, someone, and we've got the Beer peeking out. We are someone who wants to feel safe. But the Jester also gives a party energy, and here we have a little man just hanging. This is the medieval one, so he's probably a prisoner, and this makes me feel like you're a prisoner to your scenario where you just want to be safe. You know, your core self wants to be safe, but you're surrounding it with these, you know, obscene things in comparison to the safety of being comfortable in your own home, in your own skin, in your own mind, the home of the self. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys. I hope this helped. Thank you very much for joining me here, and consider subscribing if you like the message. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello group 3s, and how are you doing? So you chose the Medic Story Cube selection, and we're gonna see what your cards have to say. I'm gonna pull your pre-shuffled oracle and extra detail cards later, but let's first see what the tarot has to say about your story. What is currently... The other 2 messages were oddly specific, so I don't know what's gonna happen here, but let's see. So, Spirit, can I please get clear guided messages for group number 3 about their story and what they might need to know? Okay. We've got the King of Pentacles in reverse, we've got the Lovers. 2 more cards please, Spirit, one at a time. Got the World. I'm gonna take that one, and we will not be taking the ones that fell on the floor. Okay, so let's see what your last card is. Page of Pentacles. So let's see what's up here. We've got Lover's energy, which is Gemini energy. Indicates to me that this scenario might happen quite soon, or something in regards to the scenario might present itself soon, if you're not aware of it already. The King of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Pentacles bookending this reading makes me feel like you're searching for something new. It's almost an energy of boredom. I didn't particularly intend for this to be a love reading, but the Lovers do indicate to me that there is a sense of erratic and uncontrolled stability here. It's almost like something just isn't working for me. You know, when people say that it just doesn't work for me, there's something here. But I also feel like you may still be in this scenario. And with the Page of Pentacles here, I feel like you are on the lookout for a new beginning in your life. But the question is, can you move on and have a bunch of opportunities with the world here? Does this King of Pentacles, you know, need to change? Are you the King of Pentacles? Do you need to change? Do you need to be more stable to get this new beginning, to get this wish? With the Lovers in the world here, I can definitely see this is someone who's looking for a romance that's out of this world. Someone's looking for a relationship connection out of this world. And there's something about an instability here in the 3D that is making me think that this new beginning might be challenging to achieve. So let's get a little bit of information on that. Can we get a little bit of more information on that, please, Fred, for our group 3s, please? Oh, I'm not gonna take those. There are too many. One at a time, please. Okay. Let's see how we got the 9 of Cups upright. Okay, we've got the Empress. Interesting. So you may be in a situation where you are married to someone, and we have the 5 of Wands. So you may be in a situation where you are already connected with someone, but there's conflict and it's making you feel like you want new horizons, a new beginning. And a part of me feels like you may be wondering, but how do I do this? I've been with this person for so long, or I've been in this scenario for so long. How do I even approach, you know, potential change. With the death card peeked out there as well. Okay, they're telling me to use the other deck, so I'm gonna do that. There we go. So, let's see here what this deck has to tell us about. King of Cups, interesting. So maybe it is that this person has Queen of Pentacles, interesting. Maybe it is that this person is too little emotional connection to you. Maybe you're looking for something more emotional with the Two of Cups here. Again, sorry, that was the Lovers. But the Two of Cups has a very similar energy to the Lovers. So there's definitely someone who wants new love, a new connection, something to feel brand new. You want to be this Queen of Pentacles for the King of Pentacles, but you also want the King of Pentacles. Be that as it may, no matter what the gender is, your partner, your significant other, or even yourself, some form of embodiment here needs to happen in terms of emotional regulation being, or emotional connection being more a topic of discussion perhaps, or more romantic gestures in reality. Maybe you feel a little bit out in the cold. So we have the Hierophant. Being called to something new here. There's an essence of being called to something new. I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles here, you may have been in a situation where you've been with someone who's very similar. And maybe with the owl and the cat here, you're looking for something new. There are two owls here. They can see through the darkness. They can thrive at night. So maybe there's something you're seeing that you're just not finding too great. And communication is definitely key in those types of scenarios. That can escalate to a point where you honestly cannot stand being there. Or being around the person, or being around yourself if you don't acknowledge these things. Okay. So we've got first chakra, base chakra, patience. I observe in nature, growth takes time. This is a time for reflection, persistence, and surrender as things unfold at their own pace. I remain calm and tolerant during any challenging times. Sorry, it's raining outside if you can hear that. I develop quiet hope and expectations based on trust both in myself and a higher power. So maybe there isn't an essence of loss here, but there's an essence of change. Transformation needs to happen. The death card did show its face to me while I was shuffling. So some type of change needs to happen here. So we've got Smudging Ceremony and Spirit Keeper of the West. And we're going to see what the book says about these, because I could never state it as eloquently as Denise Lynn can. I thought it was Doreen Virtue. Spirit Keeper of the North, East, South, and West. Transformation. Again, transformation energy. Letting go of the old. Initiation, illumination. Harvest, gather your inner resources. If it doesn't feel right, don't go ahead. Trust your heart. Chaos brings positive change. Almost all change comes out of turmoil. Don't be concerned if there's confusion in your life. It'll all work out. This suits your reading quite well. In the medicine wheel, the west is the direction that symbolizes the fiery setting sun, autumn, the waning moon, and the time of harvest, and the tumultuous years of teenagers in the human cycle. Out of the chaos arise illumination and transformation. In order for the new to ignite your life, it's necessary to let go of the old. Sweep away the debris. The Spirit Keeper of the West reminds us to slow down our rapid growth and harvest what we have attained. And the autumn leaves are burned to make way for new growth. Release the dross in your life and make way for new growth. So this is definitely telling me that an inventory of what's currently available to needs to be made. And oh, I forgot about the other card. An inventory needs to be made about whether this is something that you still want in your life, or whether you desire change. And I can tell you with this energy I'm seeing right here, this looks like someone who is desiring change. So let's look at Smudging Ceremony for you. Page 78. Letting go of the past. Purify, detox. Again, letting go energy. Release what doesn't serve or support you in your life. Cleanse your body and environment by doing space clearing and clutter clearing. Let go of the old, discarded, and unused to make way for the new energy and new beginnings. Eat lightly, drink lots of fresh water, and consume food with a strong life force. Your native spirit wants you to know. Smudging is a native tradition that involves using the smoke of burning herbs to symbolically wash a space in ceremonial manner. Sometimes your energy field or the energy field of your environment becomes so cluttered and dingy that you can't see the world around you clearly and you have trouble hearing the messages from your soul. Maybe that's why you don't really know what you want. When you take time to purify yourself and your environment, not only do you feel lighter and brighter, but also a clearer channel for the light. The brilliance that pours through you can heal and help many people, but the first path has to be clear. Okay, so let's see here with your 4 cards. What did you get? You got nothing is set in stone. There's nothing you cannot change. If something isn't comfortable to you, it doesn't work for you, you can change that. There's nothing you cannot change. And we have, with the mutable moon though, it makes me feel like someone might not want to change. There's a little bit of edge of resistance because the waves are a little rough. Maybe someone does not want to change. So we've got Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. So your spirit guides are always there for you. If you contemplate and you meditate and you really think about what you want, the answers will come to you. You know yourself, and they are there to support you, there to guide you. We've got transformation again. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing, self-knowledge, inner knowledge about yourself. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Yes, with the Hierophant. Absolutely, you're called into a direction here that's for your authentic self. Not something that you got comfortable in, that someone else created with you. There's an essence here of being independent in your own life, in your own decisions, wants, and achievement of your goals. So we've got a little bit of a stormy sky here, but as you can see, the clouds are peeking through. And the birds are telling me that there is freedom ahead. With the 6, success is possible. Then we've got number 28. I don't know, neutrally attractive man. So maybe this is a relationship. Maybe there's a lot of masculine energy in your doesn't have to be a man, but maybe there's a lot of masculine energy in your significant other, even in yourself. So life itself may be quite a focus for you instead of going within and realizing what you actually want. Maybe you're so connected to your life down here that you don't think about your own wants and needs. You just keep going on without considering it, just going with the flow, which is not bad, but you need to know what you want, right? So you can direct the flow to a certain extent. So let's see what we have here with our 2 message cards. You don't know this new me. I put back my pieces differently. Again, transformational energy and change is necessary. Every next level of your life will demand a different you. That just reiterates the message so clearly. It's freaking me out, man. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so you've got Spa, again going inward, being quiet, Candlestick, shedding light on a scenario, thought pattern, wants and needs, hallway. A difference. The hallway indicates to me a neutral area that you move between areas with. Sorry about the camera, guys. You move between areas when you're in a hallway. So this indicates that a new area needs to be occupied. The old area, you're done here. So we've also got this again. So a strong necessity for change here again. We've got a negative mind will never give you a positive life. If you get tired, learn to rest, not quit. When thinking about life, remember this. No amount of guilt can change the past, and no amount of anxiety can change the future. So it's a little bit of an overthinking energy here. Self-care can be a meal prepared for yourself with love. So even the smallest things you do can uplift you. Even just deciding what you want to eat may be a liberating thought to you. I've been there. It's sometimes liberating just being able to decide what you want to eat, where it's maybe someone else's decision constantly. Those small liberations of your wants and needs make a big difference in the long run of building the resilience to be there for yourself to make choices. Then we've got hypnosis. So maybe hypnosis with Curlia. Maybe there is someone who is not particularly manipulating you, but you're very subscribed to their lifestyle and you just go with it. People need to make their own decisions to feel like human beings. If someone constantly makes your decisions for you, you're going to start feeling helpless in your own life. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're trying to be overbearing. It just means, honestly, just on a level of independence is necessary, even in the smallest base things. We've got energy, so preserving your energy. For yourself, solar plexus energy here as well. Knowing what you want, a lot of like knowing what you want energy. So maybe you should go do some shadow work in terms of what it is that you may want. That might be something that would be good for you. Ask yourself, what do I want? What do I, group 3, want? You may be surprised at the answer if you wait for it. Okay, so we've got the bone. It's in the history, man. It's history. We've got the thermometer. Things are heating up. So it might be a challenge for you to raise your opinion or to say what you want or make choices, because once you've created the expectation that you're okay with anything, raising your voice often makes people think, oh, why all of a sudden, you know? But this makes me think of a boiling point. At some point you're going to be like, I want to do stuff for myself now. It just happens. And then this is the biohazard sign is making me think that it could be toxic not to make your own decisions. Even on the smaller scale, one needs to feel a sense of independence. There's a codependent energy here that I think needs to be acknowledged. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. That's all I have for you, and consider subscribing if anything resonated with you. I wish you the best of luck. Bye bye. Oddly specific message for you guys, but that was your message. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm very grateful for your presence, and I will see you next time. Bye.